Have you ever wondered how neural networks work? It's a question that tickles the curiosity of many. Today, we're going to demystify it, breaking it down into bite-sized, easy-to-digest pieces. Imagine a group of friends trying to decide where to dine out. Each person has a preference, say, Italian, Chinese, or Mexican. They each cast a vote, and the cuisine with the most votes wins. Now imagine this scenario as a simplified model of how a neural network functions. A neural network, in essence, is all about making decisions. It's like a team, where each member contributes their knowledge to solve a problem. It's not magic, it's not incomprehensible, it's a matter of breaking it down. So, what are these members called in a neural network? They're known as neurons. Each neuron is like a friend in our dining scenario. They receive inputs, process them, and give an output. The input could be anything, from an image, a sound, a piece of text, or even data about the weather. A neuron takes these inputs and assigns them a weight. The weight is like the importance level of each input. It's like saying, how much does this input matter to me? Now, all these weighted inputs are summed up in a neuron, and this sum goes through a special function called an activation function. If our sum is above a certain threshold, our neuron fires and sends a signal forward. If it's below the threshold, it stays silent. Just like our friends deciding on a restaurant, each neuron casts its vote based on its input and the decision is made. But how does a neuron know what weight to assign to each input? That's where learning comes into play. Initially, the weights are set randomly, but as the neural network is exposed to more and more data, it adjusts the weights based on the error in its predictions. This process is called training the neural network. Think of it like a baby learning to walk. At first, the baby stumbles, falls, but with each step, it learns, it adjusts, and it improves. That's exactly how a neural network learns. So, in a nutshell, a neural network is a system of neurons working together to make decisions. Each neuron takes in inputs, assigns them a weight, and based on the sum of these weighted inputs, it decides whether to fire or not. The more data it is exposed to, the better it gets at making these decisions. Just like our friends deciding on a restaurant, the neural network makes its decision by considering the input from all its neurons. And just like a baby learning to walk, it learns and improves over time by adjusting the weights assigned to its inputs. So, the next time you hear about neural networks, remember our friends and their dining decision. It's not so complicated after all, is it? That's all for today. Stay curious and keep learning.